So hi guys, welcome. So today's video is my full curly girl wash day. So this is what I'm working with. This is currently my 3-day-old hair. It's been up on top of my head for about the last 24 hours. So I'm going to use the products that I've just shown you to go through my full wash day to try and sort this mess out, because my gosh, what a mess it is. Ran out for some reason, but what I'm doing here is I'm just washing with the Shea Moisture, Hempseed and Mongogo protein balance shampoo. It's a low poo because strictly curly girl method you're supposed to co-wash with a conditioner, but I find that for my I have fine wavy hair, more like a 2A curl, I do better with a shampoo. So I've just put that through, rubbed it in with my finger pads and made sure I've got lots of water in there. Now what I'm using is the Cantu treatment. So this is a clarifying treatment. It contains apple cider vinegar and tea tree oil, so it's a rinse to get rid of any build-up. So I like to do this once a month because I find that the product stylers can build up on my hair, and that can quite often make my scalp itchy or can just start to disrupt my curl pattern. So I like to go in with a treatment once a month. I'm not going to finger detangle because you will not do that when you're using an apple cider vinegar rinse. You won't get it through your fingers through your hair, but I'm just going to lather it up again with my finger pads and then wash that out. So when I'm washing this, I'm making sure that I'm getting my hair absolutely soaking wet. Having enough moisture in there is the best way of getting it to absorb your products. So I like to make sure that it's absolutely dripping, especially as I'm going to treat it with a deep conditioning treatment. So the conditioner that I'm going to use for this is a deep conditioning mask, and I'm going to use my Tangle Teaser here with this, which again is not strictly curly girl, but it works for me. So I'm using the Garnier Ultimate Blends, which is curly girl okay. It's got no silicons or sulfates, and it's just a really nice conditioner. So I want to use quite a lot of this to make sure I can get a good slip to detangle my hair. So I'm going to make sure I apply that into all of it, do a little bit of a finger detangle, and then I can't detangle my whole hair this way because I just have a knotty mess of hair. So again, it's not strictly curly girl method, but I like to use my Tangle Teaser to run it through and just melt the tangles out of my hair. So what's really important when I am using a brush is that I only brush my hair where it wants to fall. So when I've got my head over, I will only brush where it wants to go. Now, looking back at it, I should have brushed the back of my hair a lot more, and that's probably why I've got quite a lot of frizz going on there. But yeah, I do it super gently. I don't force any tangles, and I only brush it where it wants to fall, and this helps to form my So with the conditioner in, I'm now going to do the squish to condition method. So this is just collecting my hair in my hands and scrunching it up to the top. This makes sure that all of that product can really get into my hair, especially when it's soaking wet. It helps it absorb it the best way. So I like to just move my head around so I can get to all that hair and just squish all that conditioner in. And then I'm going to put a shower cap on to let it sit in there for 30 minutes, and to add some heat to that, I'm going to put my Okay, so now my mask is in. I'm going to leave this on for 30 minutes and then come back to it. Okay, so now we're going to move on to styling, and these are the products that I'm using for today. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to remove that mask and I'm going to wash out the deep conditioning mask that's in there, and I'm going to make sure that my hair gets really soaking wet. Okay, so now I'm going in with the Curls Blueberry Bliss leave-in conditioner. I'm going to rake that through with my fingers and then squish to condition for it to all get absorbed in. And this is really great for forming those first curl clumps, which is what I want on my wavy hair. So next I'm going with the Cantu Curl and Define Custard, quite a lot of this. I'm going to apply it to my hair with praying hands and go in again with the squish to condition, and this creates a really nice hold on my hair. Okay, so to continue the cast, I use the Noughty Wave Hello Curl Cream. I love this cream. I emulsify it in my hands first and then apply it the same way that I have previously, and it's just a really nice light curling cream which my hair seems to love. So as my final product, I use the Pantene Pro V Mousse. I prefer this to a gel because my hair just does not get on well with heavy gels, and I apply that in the same. Okay, so now I've created my cast, I'm going to plop my hair in a microfiber towel and come back to it when it's ready to diffuse. Okay, so I've been plopping my hair now for 15 minutes, so let's get ready to diffuse. Okay, so I've been plopping now for about 15 to 20 minutes, so I'm going to diffuse my hair using the diffuser, and I'm going to do Pixie diffusing and 1, 2, 3 diffusing, which is so low speed setting and low heat setting. Then I'll turn heat setting down to the cool setting for 2, and then I'll finish off with a cold shot just to help sort of frizz. And then when it's about 90% dry, I will use these to do some root clipping while I sort my face out and that kind of thing, and then we'll finish. Okay, so now I'm going to start off by hover diffusing. I actually forgot to micro plop, which would have taken some of the extra moisture out and sped up the drying time, but all I'm doing here is I'm bent over and I'm just hovering over my roots to try to take some of the moisture out of those. Once I've done a bit of hover diffusing, I'm going to move on to pixie diffusing upside down using that 1, 2, 3 method with the warm, the cool, and then the cold shot. And then I will flip my head up the right way round and continue to pixie diffuse. Okay, so now my head is the right side up. I'm going to continue pixie diffusing, which will help create volume. On a wash day, it takes me in total about 30 minutes to completely diffuse my hair to 90% dry. It would have sped up time if I had remembered to micro plop, but only probably by about 5 minutes, which is why the full curly girl wash day is quite intense. It does take a long time. Hopefully I can shorten that as I get used to it, but that's why we want to make it last as long. Okay, Okay, so now my hair is 90% dry, I'm going to do some root clipping for volume. So I like to lift my roots up and then place the clips facing downwards just to keep that volume, and then I'll leave them there until my hair is 100% dry. This is fiddly, this bit, it's really fiddly. You have to be careful what you're doing, especially at the back of the head, but I find it does give me some nice root volume. So I'll do this, and then whilst it air dries for the rest of the time, I will go off and have a coffee, sort the kids out, do my makeup and get ready, that sort of thing. Okay, so I'm back, I put my makeup on, my hair's 90% dry, so I'm going to very carefully take out those clips from my roots. I'm trying not to touch my hair as much as possible because I don't want to create any more frizz. Once I've taken these out, to check that my hair is dry, I'll just gently use my fingers, and then I'm going to scrunch out the crunch with the Shea Moisture Oil. So I'll flip my head over and I will use that squish to condition method to really break the cast that's on the hair. If there's any stubborn cast that you can't get off, a really good tip I've seen is the clapping method. So you literally clap your hair, your hands over your hair, and that will get rid of the stubborn cast that you might have. But I just keep going and going and going with the scrunching out until my hair's the texture that I want it to be. For some reason my hair looks like it's really wet even though it dries. I don't know why it does this. I think it's just the colouring of my hair and the fact that my roots look darker, but it is dry, I promise. So whilst I'm doing this, I'm also fluffing up the roots just to work on that volume. Okay, so here it is finished. As I said, it is dry even though it kind of looks a bit wet, but I'm liking the waves, I'm liking the clumps, and I'm liking the volume. I do have some frizz going on which I am fighting with at the moment. And then this is what the back's looking like. Again, a bit of a hot mess. I do struggle with frizz at the back. That's something I'm going through during my transition phase. But overall, I'm happy with the waves. I'm happy with the curl clumps. I'm happy with the volume. So overall, it's been a pretty good wash day. So thank you for checking in on my Curly Girl wash day. I hope you liked that. If you do, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you soon.